Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Becca Marino and I am a soul mentor, sharing an understanding that has deeply and profoundly changed my life, changed the way I see thoughts, changed the way I see how human beings experience life. Life is always happening from the inside out. Now today I'm going to start with a statement that I hear a lot from the 7-year-old I look after. I never get to play. It's not fair. My sister doesn't let me play. You don't let me play, Becca. I'm not allowed to play. Now, I've been looking after him for 6.5 years now, and this has been a story he's been telling himself since he was about 3 years old. And I can see that he is innocently creating a world where he can't get what he wants, which is to play. And I know for a fact that it's a story he's creating, and whether he has 10 minutes to play or 5 hours to play, because during lockdown, the early days of lockdown, I actually gave him 5 hours to play. It just so happened that's all he was doing for 5 hours. When I then told him it was tea time, he had this massive meltdown. It's not fair, I didn't get to play. And what I've seen with that, and what I saw the other day when I was with him, he had about 40 minutes to play after tea, and then that 40 minutes turned into 10 minutes because, you know, time moves. And I said to both children, both him and his sister, you've got 10 minutes to play. The 5-year-old said yay and played for 10 minutes. The 7-year-old said, that's not fair. I can't play. I'm not allowed to play. You said I could play and now I can't play. And he spent 10 minutes saying that, and then it was time to go upstairs for bath and bed. He goes, see, I told you I can't play. It's not fair and I'll never get to play. He was saying this while crying, and I genuinely do feel compassion for him when he gets in those states, because to him it doesn't look like thought. It doesn't look like he's in control. It doesn't look like he has created that reality. But because I'm a step removed, I can see that that is the reality he has created from his statement. I never get to play. There is never enough time to play, and it's not fair. That is the story that is playing in his mind, and there is no amount of there is nothing I can do to make him see that there is enough time to play, because we've had, you know, I was like, well, you can play for 5 more minutes or you can play for 10 more minutes. It won't be enough, because it has to come from within him. He has to see that for himself. And I see it in adults as well, and maybe people listening to this will say, well, yeah, that's just the 7-year-old having a tantrum. That's normal. He's a child, he doesn't understand. But this is happening for all of us. If you're human and you're alive and you're here, this is happening for all of us all the time. Even I have these thoughts like this, making this YouTube channel, for example, making these videos. It's like, I could have a thought that's similar to, I never get to play, I never get to make these videos, I never do it right, those kinds of thoughts. And if I believed those thoughts, I wouldn't be here making this video. So when he's believing those thoughts that he cannot play, while he's believing it, he isn't playing, because he's just thinking of the next thing he has to do, which is get in the bath or do his homework or eat dinner. And I've tried everything that I can think of under the sun. I've tried making sure he has more time to play, balancing out homework and play, telling him that it's all play. Even if he's doing his homework, it's play. Anything and everything I can think of. And I'm sure that if I could move mountains and heaven and earth in order to give him more time to play, it still won't be enough, because what's happening is that belief is so embedded in his mind I can't play and I never have enough time to play, and nobody is letting me play. I want to play, but you're not letting me. And I see that a lot. I saw that a lot with me and my life, and I've heard it with other people. I want to do this. This is something I want to do, but I can't. I'm not allowed, and I just can't do it. My anxiety won't let me, or I've got epilepsy, so I can't do that. And they look real and true, and it might be true that you're feeling anxious, or you have epilepsy, or you have a condition that says you can't do XYZ. But just because that's how it looks doesn't mean it's intrinsically factually true, because nothing in this world is a full truth. It's just a array of half-truths. Nothing can be intrinsically factually true. 10 minutes isn't a lot of time to play for the 7-year-old, but the 5-year-old was very happy with that. She could play. And whenever I say, you have to go eat dinner soon, she'll say now. I'll say no, and she says yay, because for her, she's very much in the present moment. If it's not now, it means right now she can continue playing. Whereas a 7-year-old, he will hear that he has to do something else and then get so overwhelmed by that something else, he's forgetting that, instead of being overwhelmed by that thought of moving on to the next step, I could just sit here and play and enjoy what I'm doing right now. So if there is if this is, relating to you and it feels relevant to something in your life, something that's going on, the way to not necessarily overcome it, the way to see through it, it's like seeing through the lie, seeing through the illusion of thought. Once you see that it is thought, that in and of itself breaks it breaks the barrier, it breaks the the solidity of it. Like, it's not solid. Once you see that it's thought, it's like smoke and mirrors. So the minute you see that it's just thought, I don't have enough time for that sentence, fill in the blank, it's a thought that you don't have enough time. At the end of the day, like, as humans, we have so many desires, so many likes, and so many things we want to do. We're not going to get it all done in one day anyways. So the way I see it is, if I've got my plan set out for the day, today I'm going to make 4 videos, and I'm going to clean the house, and I'm going to go to work, and maybe I get 2 or 3 of those things done, but not all of it. It's like, well, okay, then the rest I can do tomorrow. And it's knowing that just because you don't do everything that you've had planned, it doesn't mean you'll never get to do it. Like, there is another time to do it, and it's just becomes a lot easier when we sort of let ourselves off the hook. It's like letting go. I was told once by one of my mentors, Deborah Simmons, that and Beck Sheffield, we defend the things we don't want. We defend it. It's like, no, I don't want this, and we're innocently and accidentally defending the thing we don't want by holding on to it. So the 7-year-old, I'm deliberately not saying his name just for the sake of it, so bear with me. So he really, really wants to play. There is this deep, deep desire for him. He just wants to play. That's the biggest thing I hear from him. All he wants to do is play. And then he says, you're not letting me. You're not letting me play. And I'll say, I'm physically saying to him, you can play. Go and play. And he says, you're not letting me play. My sister's not letting me play. And it is fascinating to watch, because we do that in our lives. I want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be more active. I want to be calmer. I want to be more peaceful. I want to go to bed earlier. And then we just don't do it. And we put excuses on it. We put reasons why we did. Oh, well, we didn't do it because X, Y, Z. And we just end up in this loop where we become a victim of our own circumstance. We feel victimized in our own circumstance, whether it is, I don't have enough time to clean the house, or I don't have enough time to start a business, or I don't have enough time to play and have fun. Whatever it is, we just keep ourselves stuck in that victim consciousness. So when we turn it and we realize that we are the creators of our own reality, and that it is only thought, it's only the thought that is stopping us, because in those moments there is nothing stopping him from playing. There was a time that he had an hour to play, and he spent half an hour of that 1 hour crying, saying, I can't play, it's not fair. So where do you do that in your life? And I use, he is such an inspiration, and to a lot of things that I teach, that I am learning and still learning now and exploring, because in that one, he had 1 hour to play, a whole hour, and he spent half of it crying. It's like, where do we do that in our lives? Where does that play out in your life, in my life? And I really do look at it like, where do I have such a long length of time to do something, and then I spend half of it saying, I want to do this thing, but, fill in the blank. There's, the minute you put a but, that means there's thought there, there's a story there that's blocking you. Explore it. Ask yourself, what is stopping you? Because 9 times out of 10, it's nothing. There is nothing tangible. There is nothing physically actually stopping you from doing what it is you want to do. So if there's anything that you found helpful in that video and you wish to explore it more, you want to know more about what I share, or you'd like to work with me on a one-to-one basis, or even just have a conversation, a free conversation, feel free to comment below. Or I'm on Instagram as 93Becca and Facebook as Becca Marino. So yeah, lots of love, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.